they have no short range option for that lumberjack. So if a ship gets in close, they have no alternative but to not use the lumberjack. I'm not sure I like that choice.
Well, we'll have to see how it plays out here. Northern Fjords is a good map. It's a good map for long-range battles.
I would agree. It's easy if you can pin a target against one of those cliffs, icicles, or shipwrecks. Admittedly, there's a lot of up and down space, but still, if you can pin an opponent, all of a sudden long-range firepower trumps everything else.
Anyway, for the loadouts, we have the Chimichango's Gugio. We have a front Artemis, left side Artemis. We've got that Artemis trifecta that we know and love, and we've got Gap Mortar on the left side. On the TFDA Go Geo, we have a Lumberjack front, Hades, Black, and Artemis sides. So, fairly standard kind of long-range loadout on the Spire here.
Over on the Lusty Argonian Maid, we have Junior Technician Byron Cavendish captaining. Just a Junior Technician this time, but he is the commander. We also have multiple Artemis. Three Artemis! Three of them! Three Artemis, and I believe they all are on the left side and front. On the right side, we have a Banshee and a Hades as well. Hades on the side of a Junker. Interesting. It worked last time. Hopefully it'll work again. I like seeing it. I'm not sure how well it'll function, though. Over on the Ugly Betty 4, with Zingy Zoo of the commanding that, if I can talk properly. We have an Artemis on the front, Artemis on the top sides, a grenade launcher top right. Bottom right, we have a carronade, and bottom left, we have... What is that? That's another Artemis.
Yes, indeedy. Looks like the Gents are going to heavily invested in this Artemis strategy. Now, that's the thing, as you said, with the Junior Technician Byron Cavendish. That's the humiliation you have to subject yourself to if you choose to go Engineer Captain. You're not, Grand Commander, Fleet Admiral, blah blah blah. You're Junior Technician, so and so, Grease Monkey, so and so. I don't know. I'm just personally, that's another reason why I'm not so into going Engineer Pilot.
Yeah, I love it when I get to play a gunner because I get to be Bombardier Letonator. I love being a Bombardier. Great.
Bombardier, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Or I get to be like lackey, deck swabby. I don't know. I don't even know what my title.
Some racist black and white minstrel show.
No. I don't even know what my title is as engineer, to be honest. I don't pay attention to that kind of thing.
Oh dear. Well, anyway, yes, I don't think any racist nicknames have slipped their way into Guns of Icarus. And thank goodness for that too. However, what has slipped into Guns of Icarus is a incredibly split up formation from the Flying Dutchman here. This can go either one of two ways. This can either be a brilliant flanking maneuver, or one of them will end up horrendously isolated and die horribly. It looks to me like the Gents are basically camping in their spawn in the clouds.
We have a camping match going on here, kids.
Yep.
Camping.
Yes, we do.
That's all it is.
Yep. Get out the marshmallows, sit around the fire, tell some ghost stories. We're here for the duration.
Now, what is the time limit on this?
Right. Well, I believe if rules that we've been experimenting with before are still in effect, it's a 30-minute time limit. After that, goes to overtime. If the score is tied, I believe Urs could explain the rules better than I could. But basically, yes, after 30 minutes, it goes into overtime. The scores are tied, and after so many more minutes, overtime ends, and a ending is forced.
Yeah, looking at the map here, no one's doing anything.
Well,
like literally, no one is doing anything.
the Flying Dutchmen are kind of moving around this giant icicle here, but the gentlemen are staying perfectly still. They're actually boasting about their superior patience in chat. Byron Cavendish saying, "I love roast duck." Oh, that's some contentious talk.
He's
there.
not calling anyone out there at all. No way.
Fresh from the slaughter. I like it raw with feathers. Oh golly. Oh, I hope no ducks are watching this game. Bloody hell.
We might just find Byron Cavendish's body later on tonight.
Oh golly. Not to mention Captain Colcus and Deadpools. Anyway, Dusty Argonian Maid and Ugly Betty just stick it in these clouds. I mean, that's gonna obscure their view a bit. Even as it's kind of hiding them, they must. I'm pretty sure the gents must have practiced this position, this build before. Looks to me, I mean, the Flying Dutchmen are going the long way around, but I don't think it's going to matter that much. Either way, I think the gents are going to spot them, and they're going to just nail them to the wall with those 6 Artemi.
Here's at least how I view it. Even if the gents approach, Flying Dutchman approach from the nose cone of the gents are going to have tons of time to simply turn their ships properly, aim, fire.
That is probably correct.
Admittedly, though, it is very tough to spot outside that cloud. Just floating my camera in the cloud here along with the gents, you can't really see anything. You can't see in that direction at all right now. Nothing. It's completely obscured.
Well, it actually it would help the gents if they weren't spotted at long range, because of course that Spire has long range capabilities with that lumberjack. If they could basically, if they can get in a position where they can focus fire either of these ships with the Artemis, oh, that ship's gonna go down pretty quickly.
Watch this cover now, ladies and gentlemen. The red team is just about to peek around this cliffside. And we're going to see if any spots go down, because at this point, okay, that junker is definitely within target range of the gents' ships.
Indeed it is. I mean, the clouds are obscuring the view. We see a little flock of birds flying past. Hopefully those little fellows won't get caught in the crossfire. Oh, there they go. They're safe now.
There is a spot.
Yep, there we go.
The Chimichangas has been spotted.
All bets are off. The Chimichangas knows it's been spotted. The Chimichangas is backing off slightly, going low, perhaps trying to drop the spot in these clouds. And he's succeeded. The spot has been dropped, even though the blind fire is going down on the Chimichangas. Oh, Gents can just fire right through those clouds.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough cloud cover. He's easily spotted. While the game may now not allow the spot to occur, certainly a manual spot is easily done at this range.
Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at it from the Lusty Argonian Maid's point of view, and it doesn't. I wouldn't say it's easy. We're not seeing any more. We're not seeing any more shots going down. I mean, after you've lost a spot for a certain period of time, you can vaguely approximate. You can guess where the enemy is, but that doesn't work for too long. If the enemy is smart enough to move around.
The Spire is now easily in position, but fire is going to go down. It's been spotted.
Both ships are spotted. Only the Lusty Argonian Maid from the Gentleman has been spotted, though. Focus fire going down. The Lusty Argonian Maid. Balloons caught fire here. Some of the guns getting taken down. The Go-Go Geo is taking a lot of focus fire. focus firing the Spire relentlessly with those Artemises. The TFD a Go-Go Geo. Oh, he's drop shooting down! That might
He's
be
gonna
a huge
hit. He's
mistake.
gonna hit. He's done.
Oh dear. He almost
Ouch.
drop shooted, rammed himself into the ground there. He was so desperate to get away from those Artemi. Now the Chimichangas is just in big trouble as he tries to kerosene backwards. He might be able to make it out.
If he doesn't get behind that cliff right now, he is going to be torn apart. They're going to target his engines, and he's going to be obliterated.
Well, luckily they haven't hit his engines, and they're still okay. They've taken out all his guns, but he's managing to kerosene behind. I think he's going to make it out safely.
Yep, they have no shot now.
There we go. Oh, dear.
Real Deadpool in chat did, in fact, say bye-bye as he was leaving.
Bye. Ta-ta. Smack talk going down from the gents here. Can we go back and have our tea party again? Right, well.
I kind of imagine Deadpool asking, can I join? Unfortunately, this is one of those excessively defensive games where, for better or worse, the best possible strategy is to bunker up and defend with your biggest possible guns.
Well, TFD Go-Go Geo has been spotted. Oh, it's only a matter of time here before the focus fire goes down on him. The Go-Go Geo's firing its lumberjack. Not really connecting anything significant. As the Chimichangas comes in.
What was the what was the Spire thinking there? It was just sitting out in the open. Did it spawn in that region?
It spawned a little ways back, but I'm thinking now is the TFD must be thinking maybe we can go for some kind of flanking doohickey. Maybe that'll sort of make it more difficult for them to focus fire.
That junker has moved out. Deadpool has moved his ship out into the open, and he looks like that flanking maneuver is going to happen.
The thing is, Deadpool had better be careful if he's going to go past that arch, because if he does, then he's going to have no cover.
He is way past the arch. He's in a very risky zone right now. He's going to be spotted here shortly.
Well, the Spire's being extremely non-committal here. Probably maybe too uncommittal, but it actually getting some good hits on the Ugly Betty as the Chimichanga comes in.
The Ugly Betty has had three of its guns rather disabled already. One of them just coming back up. Right now, no real shots hitting the red team ships at all. The Chimichangas and TFDA are both in complete operational form.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, the Chimichangas are, the Flying Dutchmen are getting the better very slightly of this engagement in terms of disabling parts. No substantial damage being done either side, however.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a bunker scenario where the Gents are just so well holed up in this little cloud, and they're just such perfect formation.
What the Gents could afford to do is they could just bum rush the Chimichangas, and there wouldn't be really very much that the Go-Go Geo could do about it at this range, I don't feel. But they're not going to do that. They're going to be conservative, and they're going to keep picking away at it with Artemi. I think they could just bum rush him right now and take him out. There'd be pretty much nothing the Spire can do.
The Chimichanga is going to have to wait before it does anything at this point. Its hull has been damaged. Although its permahull is perfectly fine, it's definitely taken some shots. Its balloon is damaged. 2 of its guns were down. All of a sudden, the next 30 seconds is going to be specifically dedicated to just making sure everything's okay.
There we go. I think the Lusty Argonian Maid is going for it. Go for it, guys. Bum rush him. There we go. We see the two gentleman junkers here, the gentlemanly junkers, moving in to pursue the Chimichangas. They know if they get there in time, they'll have a 2-on-1 fight with him. The Chimichangas pulling back. What the Chimichangas might be able to do here is bait the gentleman into the Go-Go Geo's sniping lane.
The question is, though, where is the Go-Go Geo in this scenario?
The Go-Go Geo is trying to move in to support the Chimichangas. Oh, this is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens here.
I like this though. The Chimichangas has successfully baited the Gents out of their bunker position and into a possible firing lane.
Yeah, well, the Gents are still in very tight formation. They're still in a place where they've got cover if they need it. If anything, they've got more cover, potentially, if they need it. And now it looks to me like they're pulling back to their spawn point, to their previous camping position.
I had such high hopes.
Yep. I think this might end up going to a time limit here. I think there's a possibility the Gents might win a time limit victory.
That is unfortunate. Again,
course,
I really thought Deadpool had a great bait on the Gents ships, and if the Gents had simply taken that, the Spire would have been able to swing around that rock, bring all of its heavy guns straight to the front, and obliterate something.
Well, I think that the Gents took too long to bum rush the Chimichangas. By the time they tentatively began to chase, the Chimichangas was already well away. Of course, you never know what's around the next corner. So,
if the Chimichangas had made it look like it was limping a lot more than it actually was, do you think it would have been a little more effective in the bait in the first place?
Subtle things like that, I don't think factor too much into that split-second tactical decision making. It's very hard to keep track of how much damage each ship has taken. In the thick of it. Generally, it's in a pilot's mind. You'll see an opportunity. We can 2-on-1 them, but their other ship won't be able to support. Go. I mean, the decision is usually that quick. I mean, the subtleties don't come into it.
That really is unfortunate. Once again, the Gents have returned to their formation.
The Gents took too long to take that opportunity, by which point it wasn't really an opportunity anymore. Okay, now the TFD are back in a tight formation. Both the Gentleman ships have been spotted. Oh golly, some really vile smack talk going down here in the lobby.
Almost as vile. I'm watching it as almost as vile as the fire that's coming out of the TFD. Unfortunately, very inaccurate. Excessively inaccurate. No, okay, a shot is finally hit.
Oh well, there we go. Now we're getting some focus fire on the Lusty Argonian Maid here.
Unfortunately, you had 2 full clips of that Hades go out before a hit even landed. That's really unacceptable.
Now. And the Lusty Argonian Maid is just going in here.
Chimichanga is getting a good turnaround on the Lusty Argonian Maid. It's lost
Lusty
all of its
Argonian
guns.
Maid's taking devastating amounts of damage here.
That hull is dead. That hull is dead. He is going down.
That ship is dead. And now the Ugly Betty's trying to get a close range fight with the Chimichangas. The Ugly Betty's got to continue to dogfight with the Chimichangas. Looks to me like the Ugly Betty might...
The Chimichangas blocked their own friend's ship's fire.
That's what I was about to say. The Ugly Betty was using the Chimichangas to block the fire of the Go-Go Geo. I think that was deliberate on the part of the Ugly Betty. Now
Very good captain.
Yes, absolutely. Thing gets past Zingy Zo. Now, oh my goodness, and the Spire goes down. The Lusty Argonian Maid getting a good spawn, helping to supplement some Artemai.
Incredible Artemis shots. I didn't even know it was in trouble, but it just suddenly disappears from the sky.
Yeah, golly, that came completely out of nowhere. Now Chimichangas is in trouble. Chimichangas is doing a lot of disabling to the Ugly Betty. That's not going to matter when the Lusty Argonian Maid's doing plenty of disabling of its own. Chimichangas needs to get out of here.
It was a good choice of firepower for the Chimichangas, but it's a situation of too little too late when you have both those heavy junkers just obliterating you.
I mean, after a certain point, you've got to say, okay, he's disabled. Maybe I can get a quick kill here, and my fire will go unanswered, which it would have done. The Chimichangas going back might be able to get away. Kerosining backwards.
The Spire, the friendly Spire on the red team, is using the spots from the Chimichangas to organize its own fire that's trying to keep its ally alive. That's great use of teamwork.
Yes, it is. Chimichangas firing on the Ugly Betty. Fire being returned. No substantial damage being done either way. Oh, but with the Lusty Argonian Maid coming in to supplement. Chimichangas looks like it's going to take some cover behind the archway here, though. Might have another... There we go. Now we might get into a proper cover sniping kind of situation here, where both teams might be sufficiently entrenched.
That Spire is sending out some very heavy shots towards one of those junkers. A couple of them landing too on the back end. It looks like the engines might have taken a hit, but they are not going down yet.
You have to hit very consistently with that lumberjack if you're going to get a kill with a lumberjack alone, and that's not happening.
No, unfortunately, the Hades and Lumberjack fire off of the TFDA is inconsistent so far in this matchup.
The Ugly Betty is at very high altitude there, so I mean, even if its balloon got taken down for a bit, I mean, there would have been a lot of space between them and crashing into the ground.
Slightly more accurate Hades fire, but not by much against the Ugly Betty.
Well, it's going to get progressively more accurate, I feel, as the gunner gets used to firing at the junker from this direction. I mean, he can sort of calibrate his shots. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, some of those did hit. Ugly Betty has lost all of its guns. Every single gun on the Ugly Betty is no longer functioning. They just got one of them back up.
Well, I'd have to say probably the Mr. Artemis would be the culprit there.
I would bet so.
However, yep, everything, almost all the guns in the Ugly Betty have been taken out. The hull's on fire. I think the TFD need to start pushing their advantage here. Because they're
Absolutely. The Ugly Betty is, for the most part, disabled right now. There's not much it can do. The hull is on fire. The balloon is on fire. 4 of its guns are gone. 5 of its guns are gone now. 1 of its engines is down. If they press and push, the Chimichangas and TFDA can eliminate them from this matchup and even up the scores 2-2. But right now, it's still 2-1 in favor of the Gents.
Oh, the Ugly Betty's starting to take more significant damage here. The balloon's down. The hull is on fire again. The TFD just need to inch forward, I feel. Just continue to wear down the Ugly Betty. The Lusty Argonian Maid on its own doesn't seem to be having too much effect on the Flying Dutchman. Keep
the Flying Dutchman,
for
better
Betty.
or worse, with that Spire setup, they have the slightly heavier long-range firepower. That Lumberjack makes a difference.
Yes, well, in terms of killing, it certainly does.
Oh dear, a lot of heavy fire going on the Chimichangas now, though. All of its guns are gone. Well, most of its guns are gone. Its hull was on fire. Its balloon is on fire.
But then, I mean, as soon as that happens, I mean, the Go-Go Geo starts doing significant damage of its own. It looks to me like the Lusty Argonian Maid's moving close to the Chimichangas. Oh, are they going to try? Are they going to try and charge him, or are they going to keep on?
No, the Lusty Argonian Maid just realized what was happening, and they pulled right back into those clouds.
Well, if the Gents did decide to go just full pelt forward, it might be more difficult for the Spire gunner to hit them consistently. Never know. But as it stands here, it looks like the Gents are staying tight together, staying right where they were before.
They pull back into the cliffs here ever so slightly, where the cloud cover is thickest, at least at this point in time in the map. They have a very good defensive position right now.
Looks to me like Deadpool is trying to taunt the Gents here. That's how Gents win, by time over. My god. Perhaps trying to sort of bait the Gents into charging out and potentially making a mistake here. Never know.
I would consider that to be a viable tactic at this point. You're allowed to fling everything from bullets to shells to insults.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure, though. Not enough pressure. Oh, goodness. This is really tough because I feel like if the Flying Dutchmen just close the noose a little bit and pinch those guys on the sides of their little enclosed cloud, you could get some really impressive damage done. But at the same time, that really risks the Junker. And I don't think the Chimichangas can stand toe-to-toe with both Junkers, both the lusty Argonian Maid and the Ugly Betty, long enough for their ally, the Spire, to get fire on one of them and kill one.
That's a very good point.
Oh my goodness, though. The Spire has a very clear shot right now. They found just a knot in the cloud cover, and they have shots on both the Junkers.
Oh, the Go-Go Geo's gotten way too close now. The Go-Go Geo's taken some focus fire.
Yeah, it was a good plan, but unfortunately, it's left them exceptionally exposed. And if we've learned anything from today...
They've got cover, though, behind the wrecked battleship that will allow the Go-Go Geo to survive. I think if anyone should have charged in first, it should have been... It just soak up the fire. It should have been the Chimichangas, not the Spire.
I would agree. Absolutely.
And anyway, it looks like maybe rectifying that mistake now as the Chimichangas is getting right into the thick of it. The Dutchmen need to get aggressive. They need to get aggressive now. The time up is close at hand. Chimichangas needs to just go in with its close range side, and that's what it's doing.
Oh, goodness! The Spire goes down. Heavy fire. Both those Artemis just unleash.
Well, there we go. Chimichangas, unless the Chimichangas can miraculously win a 2-on-1 here, I believe this is it. Come get me, says Deadpool. A statement of defiance.
Chimichangas is just doing everything it possibly can, changing the flanks, changing the sides that it's firing from, but almost no use. It's going down. Its permahull is nearly
too
dead.
Late. Waited too long to go for that Camp Mortar, I feel.
Unfortunately, if the Chimichangas, and as we see it go down there, Gents now ahead 4-1, if we had seen the Junker go in right before that Spire had approached from the far side, I think we'd have seen a much different scenario. All of a sudden, both the Gent Junkers are focused on the other Junker that's come in. All of a sudden, bam, they get blindsided by this impressive firepower that the Spire can dish out, and they're suddenly wondering, what do we do? Where do we hit from?
That's the issue. I'm just trying to look in more detail about the timeout rules and specifications of them, as 4 minutes to overtime has been announced by our tournament organizer, ERS. Oh, but it looks like that might not even be an issue, because Go-Go Geo is charging in here. If it gets focus fired by the Junkers, then that'll be a good old-fashioned 5-0 win.
Oh, 5-1. 5-1. The red team did get one kill in there.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it won't be a win. It'll be a win by getting to 5 kills rather than a win by overtime. Go-Go Geo is just charging in.
He knows the end is near.
Yeah,
he wants to put on a show.
Here, he's just gonna go for it. Gonna go down swinging.
The Gen Junkers are happy to just sit there too. They know they have the advantage. The Flying Dutchman came at them multiple times with a lot of heavy firepower, but slightly unfortunate lack of planning did kind of do them in this scenario.
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
The Go-Go Geo is getting just shot at all to high heaven. 3 of its guns are down. Its outer hull keeps taking immense damage. It's dropping altitude to try and get out of this fire as best it can. Its permahull's nearly gone, though. It's going to die. Oh my god! The Flying Dutchmen get a kill as the Junker. The Chimichangas comes in from the far side and gets one more kill to end the match. Ends up 2-5 in favor of the Gents.
There we go. I was just bringing up the overtime rules again because I had a feeling they were about to be in effect. Right, now I've got them to hand in case we have another long game. But anyway, yes, the Gents win the first game of this series.
That is really unfortunate. When it comes to competitive play, the one thing you want singing and shining more than anything else is player skill. Player skill is the reason we're all here doing this in the first place. We want to see the best and the brightest. And while I'm certain these are amazing matches, unfortunately, with the setups that are going on, it's very bland.
Well, this isn't the first time in Guns of Icarus we've seen certain builds become the quote-unquote the meta game, the best builds. I mean, for a very long time in competitive play, nobody ever used Junkers because the Junkers weren't very well balanced. There wasn't any reason to use them, but now you can see everyone wants to use Artemis Junkers all the time. And back in the day, no one would use anything but Galleon, Pyramidion, and occasionally Goldfish. How things have changed.
Would you want to start with the red teams?
Oh, yes, I suppose so. Yes, Deadpool Airlines, number 15. We have the Artemis front, we have the double Artemis right side, and the Gatling mortar left side. On the TFDA Trimeta, appropriately named, we have the front Artemis, left side double Artemis, and the right side Gat mortar.
Ship number 3 in the list is the lusty Argonian Maid. We've seen her before, and we'll see her again, I bet. Captained by junior technician Byron Cavendish. A Hades light cannon on the far lower right side. Then we have 3 Artemis light rocket launchers, and then a Banshee light rocket launcher. There's a Banshee carousel on the top right side. On the 4 slot here, we have the Ugly Betty 4, captained by Navigator Zingzu. 3 Artemis, a Barking Dog light carronade on the bottom right, and a silly double barrel motor on the top right.
Oh my goodness, the fire's going down! Oh my god, Deadpool Airlines is already dead. Okay, right, well, we've got to do lowdowns quicker, I think. Oh, the TFDA Trimeta's being rammed by the lusty Argonian Maid. The Trimeta is firing back on the lusty Argonian Maid. About to take down the armor of the lusty Argonian Maid with the TFD. Trimeta's balloon is down. The Trimeta is descending. Trimeta continuing to be carronaded, being rocketed. Under intense focus fire here. The Trimeta is about to go down. Oh, the Deadpool Airlines has got a very, very close spawn. But
a rib hit. Ouch, that's tough.
Oh, this might be as much of a hindrance as a help, because I believe the Trimeta is about to go down here.
Now, I want to point something out here. The lusty Argonian... Oh my god.
Trimeta's trying to use this wreckage to zone out the lusty Argonian Maid and the Ugly Betty, and I think it's just barely working.
It is just barely working. Barely.
Just barely, but now the Ugly Betty's coming down. The lusty Argonian Maid's continuing to raid down the fire. Trimeta's tried very hard, but no, he's dead. The Deadpool Airlines is coming in. Oh no, Deadpool, you're late to this party with that Gat mortar, I feel. You need to go home.
Yeah, go home and rethink your strategy, buddy. This isn't going to work out well for you.
Right.
The lusty Argonian Maid has done a great job so far. Now, although they aren't using the Hades to the best extent possible. They were in the arming time there against their first target, the Ugly Betty. Not the Ugly Betty, I'm sorry, the Trimeta. They did get amazing, excellent, superior firepower as the Deadpool Airlines takes a ton of damage. With their Banshee, they spread fire all over the Trimeta.
Oh, there's a lot of rockets.
Trimeta's in trouble now. They have a direct line of fire. Lusty Argonian Maid and Ugly Betty have a direct line of fire against the Trimeta. Rockets are shooting all over it. Multiple disabled parts, hull fire. Balloon has taken a shot or two, and one of their engines is down even.
Well, I mean, TFD have taken the same kind of build as the Gents have, but the thing is, meta or no meta, the Gents have obviously practiced it more, and to be frank, they're doing it better.
To put it in the best way possible, the Gents are definitely firing their guns a little bit better.
Well, put it in the best way possible. The Gents have practiced their build, and they know exactly what they're doing. And they're executing it to perfection here. Deadpool Airlines has spawned rather awkwardly behind the Gents. I believe the Gents are going to try and cut off the Trimeta's escape.
They have a very good line of fire. If they just orbit around this rib really quickly, I'm sure the Trimeta is aware that it's being hunted right now, something fierce. I'm not sure there's a lot he can do about it, though. Very inaccurate fire from that Hades coming out. Oh, wait, no. There are 2 hits. 2 solid hits against the balloon.
Oh, now the Trimeta's in big trouble. The Argonian Maid and the Ugly Betty are just closing in on it. Deadpool Airlines. What the hell is the Deadpool?
Engines are disabled on the Trimeta.
What the hell is Deadpool doing? I think Deadpool's given up. He's going to retreat.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Trimeta just entered into the lane of fire and decided, you know what? There's not much I can do. He had his engines disabled as soon as he started moving out from cover. Admittedly, the cover was being removed by the positions of the Gent ships. Still, it was unfortunate choices that were made on the part of that ship that just obliterated it.